Hey, everybody, welcome to episode 8 of the Strategy Game podcast. I'm your host, Lauren Shippey, and today I'm excited to dive into user personas and why they matter and why we so desperately need them right now in this season. So when we think about user personas, we think about user experience. These are typically used in larger organizations or corporations to figure out exactly who their customer is, walk a day in the life of their shoes, and design experiences around their deepest needs and desires. So I think when I started doing persona work, I had an aha moment and I realized that these aren't typically used in small businesses or for entrepreneurs or for nonprofits. And I really couldn't figure out why, because I think this is probably the most powerful thing that you could do for your business strategy is to step into your customer's shoes and feel what they feel and think what they think and connect with them on a deeper level. Because once you're able to really, truly understand who they are, where they are, what phase of life, what season, how it relates to what you offer them, your strategy is going to become super clear. Your marketing language is going to become super clear. And especially in this season, coming out of COVID-19, slowly as we're emerging, you're going to be able to design solutions that are relevant to them in each phase. And so this user persona work is going to become really important in you redesigning and iterating upon your strategy. And you're going to continue to iterate really fluidly for a while in this season because things are still volatile. Things are still going to move around for a while. So really staying connected to these personas as a team, as an organization, and as a leader is going to be important. I mean, on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis. What are our personas feeling right now? How are they feeling? How does it relate to what we're attempting to sell them? And what do we need to do? How do we need to shift our offerings, our pricing, our how we reach them, our marketing channels, our delivery methods? All of that, right, comes from understanding who they are. So people don't really want to be captured. They want to be understood. So remember that people don't want to be captured. They want to be understood. And so the outcome of doing this work is to identify all the different types of people that want to be a part of your business, nonprofit, or movement, and really understand them so you can meet their needs. So what are user personas? For those of you who haven't heard of them before, it's just really a one sheet. It's a snapshot of who you think your customer is. And there are going to be several, right? Because we all have several different types of customers, several different segments. And if you can segment it into maybe 3 might be ideal of your most prevalent customer types, then you're really going to be well off in terms of thinking through strategy to really meet them. So some of our deepest needs, and this is where this comes from, as humans, are to really be seen, known, and heard. And when we feel like someone, a company, or a product gets us and resonates with us, we're instantly attracted to it. And this persona work really yields that deeper understanding of why customers do the things that they do. So what we're going to do here is actually walk through what this might look like. So I'm going to talk about how user personas really drive empathy and how that is the key to a successful business is really understanding your customers. And so step 1, if you don't have a notebook, grab a notebook and we'll have a little working session here together. Brainstorm first. So journal about your potential and existing clients. So identify the different types of clients that might come to you right now. Think through several different segments and who they are and what might separate them. So what would separate them? It could be age, phase of life. It could be particular likes, needs, or wants. It could be personality type. There are many different things that can segment your audience. So you want to think through the most prevalent characteristics that are coming to mind. And that's how you're going to segment your audience. And then there are non-customers. So there are people that may not be purchasing from you, but may be one circle away from purchasing from you. What is the characteristic there? What is the persona there that potentially you could capture and think through so that you could generate some new revenue? But for now, if that thought is overwhelming you, just start with your current customers because you want to get that down first. You want to get serving your current customers well and deeply before you move on to capturing non-customers. So what we're going to walk through here is just your types of clients, how you would describe them, their phase of life, and maybe their living situation, and anything else that you can identify about them. And then what you're going to do is give them a name. So actually give them a name. We usually make up fictitious names for the personas that we do for clients. So if they are families, if we're doing this and it's a product or service that serves families, we might say the Smith family or, the Reed family, whatever, so that we can always refer back to them as an organization and leaders in their teams. They could say, you know what, we identify that the Smith family typically interacts on Instagram. So our primary channel for that demographic is going to be Instagram, right? So there are going to be different dynamics in each one. And then you're going to think through what their typical professions are, their locations, and any likes or dislikes, any brands that they typically interact with, any personality traits that they typically carry. Why? What makes them usually reach out to you? Does that have something to do with their personality or their priorities? The more you can step into what their priorities are and how you fit into that, then that's going to position you in a place where you can really walk through this with them. And then, in my opinion, the most important part of the persona is a quote from their mouth. And once you are able to really truly step into their shoes and envision yourself in their shoes, you're able to write like they would write, speak like they would speak. And so just find yourself writing, just journal a paragraph of what their day looks like. I wake up in the morning with the kids. We've got 3 kids. We're in our busiest season of life. We're in our 30s and there's typically constant motion, movement. Sometimes it's hard to keep up with everything in our lives. And we need this solution because it's something that we can outsource in our family. Say it's like a food delivery service or something, So when you're thinking through kind of where they are and what they're going through, what season of life, this will really help you to process that. So after you've had a chance to identify your audiences, segment them, and then really put names and faces and quotes to them, then you can really use this information to connect all the dots. And this is when you can start your strategic planning. And that is what's so great about this process. So we are going to actually provide you with a free PDF. We're going to put it in the show notes here so that you can work through this if you'd like to take this a step further. It's 5 steps. It's a 5-step PDF, and it covers a lot of what we talked about here. And you can go ahead and print it out. And this will help you, be able to work through your personas, because once you take this first step, and it's never too late, and really we have to take it constantly right now, and we're going to have to go back to them. I actually keep my personas in front of me when I'm doing client work because it helps me remain connected to them. And the more I remain constantly connected, the more I'm going to understand their needs and how they're shifting. So we hope you really enjoyed this episode. If you want some more information, you can check out www.storywork.co. And we also have a masterclass on this. So when you head to storywork.co, click on the strategy masterclass, and we've got the strategy map for you if you want to get serious about working through your strategy. It's a 6-step strategy program. It's an e-course. You can do it anytime, anywhere. And this is the strategy map that we have used with many, many entrepreneurs to help them work through and solidify their business strategy. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we hope you have a great rest of your day.